He said something once that I have not been able to stop thinking about. He said, "I feel tired, but I tell my body I'm not." It is a psychological thing. That one sentence, from one of the most physically dominant athletes on the planet, tells you everything you need to know about what actually separates elite performers from everyone else. It is not that they don't feel tired. It is that they have trained their mind to override what their body is telling them. And then they keep going anyway. Erling Haaland is not just a footballer. He is a human performance experiment, a walking proof of concept that when you engineer your mind and body with the same precision and obsession, the results become almost inhuman. Today we break down exactly how he built that machine and what you can take from it. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Psy Wealth Richie. Today we are talking about someone who is genuinely in a category of his own right now in world football. Erling Haaland. Not just the goals, not just the physique, the psychology, the daily architecture, the mindset that produces numbers that make people question whether what they are watching is real. If you are new here, subscribe. Now let's get into it. Erling Braut Haaland was born on July 21st, 2000 in Leeds, England, where his father, Alfie Haaland, was playing professional football at the time. He grew up in Bryn, Norway. His father's career was cut short by a brutal tackle from Roy Keane that caused serious knee damage. Erling watched that. He grew up knowing what football could take from you when you were unprepared. And that early understanding that the body is both your instrument and your vulnerability shaped the obsessive approach to physical preparation that defines everything about who he is as an athlete today. He said, "Every day provides a new opportunity to get even better." Basically, it is a matter of mentality. He was not reciting a motivational phrase. He was describing a literal daily operating system that he has been running since he was a teenager. Here is the core psychological insight that underpins everything Haaland does. He said, "You need to be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week athlete. It is not just the 2 hours of the game." Most people, even serious athletes, think about performance in terms of the competition, the match, the game, the moment when it counts, and they treat everything outside that moment as less important. Haaland thinks completely differently. For him, the 90 minutes on the pitch are simply the visible output of everything that happened in the hours, days, and weeks before. It is how you sleep, how you prepare yourself for the next training, how you prepare yourself for the next game, how you recover from the game. It is a whole package. That reframing, from performance as an event to performance as a continuous state, is one of the most significant psychological shifts any high performer can make. Because it means that every single decision you make throughout your entire day is either contributing to your peak output or taking away from it. Every meal, every hour of sleep, every recovery session, every choice about what goes into your body and your mind. All of it counts, all of it adds up. And Haaland treats it all with the same seriousness and intentionality. Let me tell you about what Haaland actually does when he is not on the pitch, because this is where most people miss the real lesson. Ice baths and sauna are part of his post-training regime, something he does 4 or 5 times a week. He uses hypoxic chambers to simulate altitude training and improving his cardiovascular efficiency and recovery, speed between sprints during matches. He uses red light therapy to compensate for lack of sunlight during Manchester's grey winters. He does daily mobility work, 15 to 20 minutes minimum, targeting hips, groins, and hamstrings. He meditates. He said, "I like to meditate. It has been helping me a lot to find inner peace." He sleeps, genuinely prioritizes sleep, treating it as the most important recovery tool available to him, and his nutrition is precise. Clean proteins, whole foods. He has famously talked about eating liver and heart, organ meats, that most people would never consider because the nutritional density supports his recovery and performance in ways that conventional food choices don't. None of this is random. None of it is inherited genius. It is a deliberately engineered system, built piece by piece, tested and refined, and executed with the same obsessive consistency that he brings to every training session. Now I want to go deeper into something Haaland said that I think is the most psychologically significant thing he has ever shared publicly. He said, "Our bodies can handle so much more than we think. A lot is in the mind. And then, I feel tired, but I tell my body I am not. It is a psychological thing. That is not bravado. That is a description of a real and well-documented psychological phenomenon called psychobiological model of endurance performance. Research by sports scientist Samuele Marcora shows that physical exhaustion is not purely a physiological state. It is significantly influenced by perception, by what the brain believes about what the body can do. When you believe you are at your limit, you perform at that limit. When you believe you have more, you often find more. Haaland has trained his mind to consistently find more, to override the signals his body sends that say enough, and replace them with the belief that there is always another gear. That psychological override, practiced consistently over years, is a significant part of what makes him capable of producing performances that his peers with similar physical gifts cannot replicate. Here is something about Haaland's psychology that I find genuinely fascinating. He said, "When I score a goal, I feel the joy very deeply, but then I immediately want to score another goal." Most people would see that as an inability to enjoy success, as a kind of psychological restlessness that prevents genuine satisfaction. But from a performance psychology perspective, that is one of the most valuable mental states an athlete can have. It is called achievement motivation, the drive to pursue excellence not as a destination, but as a continuous process, where each success raises the standard rather than satisfying the hunger. Haaland doesn't score a hat trick and feel complete. He scores a hat trick and immediately starts thinking about the next one. That orientation, toward the next goal rather than the last one, is what keeps elite performers improving long after most people have accepted good enough as sufficient. He also said, "I can improve everything. If you think I am good at one thing, I can always get better." That is not false modesty. That is a growth mindset operating at the highest level of professional sport. And now I want to speak directly to you, because I think Haaland's psychology contains something that applies to every single person watching this, regardless of whether you have ever kicked a football in your life. Most of us treat performance as an event. We show up for the important moments. We try hard when it counts. We push ourselves when someone is watching. And then we coast through everything in between. Haaland's entire philosophy challenges that approach at its foundation. Performance is not an event. It is a continuous state produced by thousands of small daily decisions that most people make without intention. How you sleep, what you eat, how you recover, what you put into your mind, whether you choose the slightly harder option or the comfortable one, whether you do the mobility work or skip it, whether you review what went wrong or move on without learning from it. All of those decisions compound over weeks, over months, over years. And the person who makes those small decisions consistently and intentionally, day after day, produces results that look miraculous to everyone watching, but are actually just the mathematical outcome of accumulated daily discipline. You don't need a hypoxic chamber. You don't need an ice bath. You need one thing: the decision to treat every day as a performance day, to stop separating the important moments from the unimportant ones. Because Haaland figured out something that most people never do. There are no unimportant moments. Every single one either builds the version of you that performs when it counts, or takes something away from it. Erling Haaland is not a football machine because of his genes. He is a football machine because he made a decision, and keeps making it every single day, to engineer every available variable in his life toward a single purpose: being the best version of himself when it matters most. He said, "One drop at a time can shape the rock. Over months, that is bigger than any single hero session." That is the whole philosophy. Not one extraordinary effort. Thousands of ordinary ones, executed with precision, sustained without exception, compounding over time into something that looks extraordinary from the outside but feels like simply showing through me every single day, like from the inside. Subscribe to Wealth Richie. Share this with someone who needs to be reminded that the results they want are waiting on the other side of the daily decisions they keep postponing. We will see you in the next one.